Hopefully you had an opportunity to watch the Drawing and Modify Basics number 3 before you start this video and before you start trying to do the starboard, rear rib. So as you see here, we have some measurements for our items here. So we are pretty easy and good to put in the lines that I'm highlighting right now because this isn't anything new. But what is new is this curve right here. And that curve is going to be put in using a spline. So let's go ahead and start with putting in our measurements here. So we're going to start with our line command. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in my 3 5/8. To put this in, you just put in 3 and then use the little dash symbol, and 5 and the division symbol 8, hit enter, and there's your full line. We know the overall measurement to this corner here because it's given to us. These dimensions are placed in using chain command, which means everything starts from the very same corner. So it's pretty easy to put in your measurements. So we want to put in 23 3/4. Let's zoom out just a little bit. And then we want to put in our measurement right here, which is 4, it looks like a quarter. So 4, and again, I'm just obviously 4.25 I could put in, but I want to practice putting in a fraction. And it looks to me like I'm missing one measurement here, but it's okay. I'm going to come up here and grab my measurement tool, and I'm going to measure from here to here. I can actually get that distance as 0.75, or since we have an overall measurement, you could subtract 24.5 and then subtract 23 3/4 from that, which is 3/4. So let's go ahead and put that measurement in. And let's go ahead and again, we're practicing putting in fractions. Our next measurement here should be 4 1/2. And then of course our 3/4 inch again. And then our final measurement here, again, you could come in and take our 10 3/8 and subtract our 4 1/4 plus our 4 1/2. But for time purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it real quick, 1.625. And at this point, we're finished. So what I want to do now is come over here and look at my measurements. So I have a measurement that I'm going to put a line from this point just straight down. So this right here is not going to exist yet. And so that 4 3/4 inch measurement needs to be 5 5/16 from my corner. So I'm going to come over here and actually let's do this. Let's move my entire part here and let's put it underneath. It might be a little bit easier to follow so we don't have to keep zooming in and out. There we go. That's a little bit easier. So I'm going to choose my line command. I'm going to use my snap from. I'm going to drag it down here. If you don't know how to get this toolbar, if you remember, you want to go to the tools, toolbars, AutoCAD, and there's your object snap. So I'm just going to use the snap from option and choose my corner and then do my @ symbol. And I want to move over 5 5/16 to the right. Whoops, not 15ths. There we go. 5 5/16. Comma, I'm not going up or down, I'm just moving over to the right, 0, and there's where my line's going to start. And I'm just going to drop it straight down at 4 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and do that again for my next line, which is 6 inches long. So choose my line command, snap from, do my @ symbol, our measurement's 11 7/8. Oops, there we go. Comma 0. And drag it straight down 6 inches. And our final one's 8 1/4. That looks like 17 13/16. Choose my line command, my snap from, do my @ symbol, 17 13/16, comma 0. And then again, straight down, 8 1/4. So at this point, we're done putting these points in. So we know these are key points in the design of this starboard rear rib. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my draw command, choose spline, and then I'm just going to select each endpoint. So those are kind of like little pivot points. Once it's done, right click and hit enter, or just hit enter, and now you've completed that spline curve.